Good evening, Tallahassee, and happy Wednesday. Today is November 18th. I'm student meteorologist Reuben Weiner.
And I'm student meteorologist Ayesha Wilkinson, and we have some severe weather currently going on right now near our area.
Yep, we're seeing a lot of orange and red and yellow on the radar indicating more severe thunderstorms, which is kind of a big change from what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, where we've seen just a lot of drizzle, and then we've seen a lot of sunshine, and then a little more drizzle, and it's just all of a sudden we're seeing this severe weather.
Definitely. A lot of severe weather heading our way due to a cold front coming through. We're just going to see a lot of showers for Thursday and tonight.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of showers. We're also seeing a lot of severe thunderstorm watches, warnings. Also, tornado watches and warnings throughout the entire Big Bend region.
Yes, definitely. In Quincy, they're seeing a tornado warning in that area, so please be careful. I-10 as well, they're seeing a lot of severe weather, so please be careful if you're driving west, because that's where the storms are coming from.
They actually have a couple of radar indicated tornadoes on the ground in Gadsden County, and they've also had some around Apalachicola.
Yes.
So really need to watch out when you're driving. You need to Tonight's not a night to go out. You need to stay inside. Just avoid outside at all costs.
But it will leave soon enough, so just wait out the weather, because you don't want to be out there when it's too bad. But we're going to take it to an overview look with Andres.
Yes, thank you, Ayesha. And as they were mentioning, here's Quincy right here, and there's a radar indicated tornado that's going to, or tornado warning in effect until 6:30. So if you have any family over there, please let them know that there is a warning in the way. At least that's been indicated by radar. But for the most part, we have a lot of rain associated and storms associated with this cold front that's coming through, and it's going to be here later on tonight. But current temperatures, if we look at them, we can tell that wherever the storms and rains at, that there's a big difference in temperature. The temperatures have dropped quite a bit. But over here in Tallahassee, we're still 79. And pretty much the eastern part of the Big Bend is in uniform with us. But if we look over here to the cloud cover and the rain, you can see that this cold front's making its way eastward towards us, and that's going to bring a lot of rain for us today and tomorrow. And for tonight, we're expecting 69 degrees with 80% chance of storm, like I indicated with the cold front that's coming through. And so please, if you're going to be out and about, take out your rain jacket. And the weather headlines for today is a lot of storms. Partly cloudy for game day, and another cold front's on the way this weekend that's going to bring us some cold weather. But for right now, we'll take it back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Andres. Like Andres said, we're seeing a lot of thunderstorms, a lot of thunderstorm activity ahead of this cold front that we're going to be experiencing the next 2 days. But I just cannot wait to see what the weather has in store for us this weekend.
Yes, the weather is going to be very interesting in store for this weekend. We are seeing another cold front right after this one's coming through.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to bring a lot more colder weather, reflecting temperatures in the mid to low 60s and lows in the low 40s, which is, it's going to be a big break from where we have seen the past couple of weeks.
And they're actually predicting throughout Thanksgiving week, temperatures will start to steadily cool down toward what we expect for this time of season. And by the time Seminoles come back from Thanksgiving break on Sunday, we could be seeing low 30s in the morning.
Yes, but let's take it back for just this week in general. We are seeing rain chances high for tonight, and that's when this cold front really starts taking effect. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. Possible severe thunderstorm warning could be in effect for our area probably later on into tonight, into tomorrow morning. So be aware of that. Stay tuned to the local radios as well, just to make sure to be prepared and be ready for anything.
Oh, yeah. And now we're going to send it out to the wall for Casey's forecast.
Thanks, guys. We have a pretty serious situation ongoing right now in Gadsden County. A tornado warning for much of the county until 6:30 this evening. And this does include the city of Quincy, folks. We really need you to take this seriously and take shelter immediately. Doppler radar indicated tornado here just to the southwest of Quincy right now. So again, a serious situation. What I want to do here is just read you some of the names that are of cities that are under this as well. We're talking about Greensboro, Quincy Airport, as well as Sadie Rest, Jamison, Branchville, Douglas City, Sawdust, Juniper, Littman, Dogtown, Wetumpka, Concord, Henson, Florence, Darcy, Fremont, and Santa Clara. So we need all of you in those areas to take shelter immediately. A potential tornado is headed your way. I'm most concerned about Gretna here over the next little bit. As I zoom in a little bit tighter here on Doppler radar, we do see that we do have the tornado warning storm, and the worst of the circulation is right about here, and this is headed right toward the Gretna area in the next 5 minutes or so. So Gretna, this is your heads up to take shelter immediately. A tornado in your area is likely headed your way. Again, Doppler indicated, nothing confirmed yet, but you do need to take this very seriously, as we do have a tornado warning in effect. Now, this to summarize what's going on, that tornado warning for Quincy, we also have a tornado watch here in these yellow areas. This does mean that conditions are favorable for tornadoes in and close to this watch area. So that is something that is very serious and does need to be monitored. I'm going to step off here just to get the latest information from the National Weather Service, just to see if we're getting anything new from them. And right now we're seeing that the latest is that their storms upstream really aren't too serious. So that's some good news from the National Weather Service. Just this one storm is what we're really watching right now, the storm of the moment really for these communities. Now in terms of Doppler winds, well, they're not showing up at the moment, but we did have winds going away and toward the radar, headed right toward areas just to the south of Quincy, including Gretna. Again, take shelter immediately, folks, if you're in that area. And there's even some lightning that was associated with this. It did start to go away though in the last couple of frames. But again, that is something you do need to take very seriously in Gadsden County. Again, make sure you take shelter immediately. This is being fueled by dew points that are very high in the low 70s across the area. 71 Tallahassee, 72 Quincy, 72 Wilma as well. Those are some of the mechanisms that's in place. So again, you see our forecast here. This area of moisture will be moving through. Just make sure you stay weather aware here over the next few hours, as we could have that tornado watch extended even a little bit further to the east. Nicer weather tomorrow, though, as well, so that's something we'll monitor. Now, in that 5-day forecast, we do see temperatures going down, but right now, we're more on this serious situation. Let's take it to Reuben.
Thank you so much, Casey. And yes, like Casey said, there is a very serious situation going on right now, especially for the northwest Florida right now. We're seeing a lot of tornado activity. We're seeing a lot of rotation within these thunderstorms around, like Casey said, Gretna and around Quincy. We have a tornado warning right now in effect around Quincy, Florida. So we should take precautions right now and get in shelter in safe areas. We're seeing a lot of colors, like the rainbow of colors on this watches, warnings, and advisories map. We see everything from a small craft advisory all the way up into South Carolina, where all these rivers have their coastal or river flood warnings, all the way up to the upstate of South Carolina, where we're seeing just flash flood watches. And we're just seeing a lot of areas that are under threat for severe weather today and going into overnight tonight. So current temperatures, we're seeing 77 in Tallahassee, 71 in Savannah. We're seeing a uniform 70s ahead of this cold front, but behind it we're seeing those mid to lower 60s, even dipping into the lower to mid 50s, like we're seeing 56 in Tupelo, 57 in Little Rock, those shades of green coming more and more into the picture. So the 24-hour temperature change associated with this cold front, we can see that the cold front is currently right here, as we see the orange and reds indicating that there's been warmer temperatures today than there were yesterday. We're seeing a 14-degree increase in Wilmington. However, behind this cold front, we're seeing negative 18 in Tupelo, negative 5 in Montgomery. We're just seeing a huge dip in our temperatures for tonight and tomorrow. So again, looking at the satellite and radar, we can see a swath of thunderstorms just engulfing the entire southeast. And we're seeing a lot of warnings and watches pop up as a result, especially around Tallahassee and Atlanta going into tonight. So, and we're also looking at lightning strikes as well. We're seeing a lot of lightning strikes just moving slowly toward the east, toward the Atlantic Ocean. Current dew points and current relative humidities as well, indicating it's very muggy out. It's very, very moist outside. We can see those huge swaths of green and orange indicating, or the green indicating that it's raining, and the orange indicating it's very dry. And those relative humidities as well, we're seeing a lot of rain. So looking for tonight's forecast, we're seeing 69 in Tallahassee, mid-60s around the Carolinas, and behind the cold front, we're seeing those lower to mid-40s actually. And we're also looking at tomorrow's forecast. We're seeing 80 in Tallahassee to mid-70s all around the southeast. So looking back to the southeast, we're just seeing a lot of storms, and it's just not going to be a great evening, unfortunately, for us.
Yeah, but let's take a little more of an interesting look in weather history. Today in 1955, an early season cold snap ended.
Yeah.
What city? Helena, Montana. They experienced 138 days of consecutive hours, of sub-zero temperatures And that sub-zero temperature was negative 29 degrees. So
that's
that was
almost an
quite
entire
cold.
week of sub-zero temperatures. Taking it to 1989 as well, more cold weather as this time for the more central Midwest, more like Minnesota and Ohio, where a surge of Arctic air brought record cold to 11 cities in one day. That's a lot of cities.
I know, just a lot of cold weather, and we're definitely seeing a cold front starting bringing a lot more colder temperatures to our areas. So we're gonna feel a lot more like autumn. We're almost kind of like skipping autumn, going straight to winter in a sense. So
there's kind of a very odd temperature deviation, it seems, in this area, and it just seems like that in all of Florida, you know?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Mr. Cloud has a little bit more about what's happening around nationally.
Yes.
Much, guys. Again, we do now have a confirmed tornado on the ground, folks. A serious situation is ongoing right now just to the Quincy area. So I want to get an update here from the National Weather Service. I'm stepping off screen so I can get you the latest information to protect you and your family. We do have a tornado confirmed near the Quincy area right now. We did have a tornado near Gretna a few minutes ago based on Doppler radar indications. This moving to the northeast at 20 miles an hour. Other areas impacted by this are Brantsville, Douglas City, and Dogtown. So again, you need to take this very seriously, my friends. In this Quincy area, a very serious weather situation is ongoing right now here around Quincy. Again, a confirmed tornado on the ground. You need to be getting in the interior room away from windows immediately if you're in that area. Make sure you call your family members if they're in that area as well. Make sure they're in that room that is as far away from windows as possible. Now, what I'm going to do for now is transition to the national, but if I get more updates from the Weather Service, I'll be sure to bring them to you immediately. Now, we do see 68 in Dallas area right now, 73 in San Antonio. Warmer areas to the south and to the east, 77 in Tallahassee. You see, we do have these warmer conditions, and that's fueling that severe weather that is moving into some of our areas. There's a chance that as these storms do move further inland, they could take advantage of some instability and conditions as well that could make these very serious over the next several hours here, and that could even warrant a tornado watch extension in toward Leon County here very shortly. Now, again, you see on your clouds and precipitation, this serious situation is, again, in our area and mainly confined Florida and towards and Alabama, but we do have some moisture further than north as well. An area of low pressure is fueling this, as well as a cool front. Now, your temperature changes, but we do see cooler temperatures are on the way for our area. So that's a little bit of good news in this very serious situation for the Quincy area. Again, you see these temperatures falling just a little bit. Water vapor imagery, we see in the green color here, this moisture really being indicated on Doppler. Again, really zoomed out view of that tornado warning around the Quincy area. And you see this area of moisture making its way closer to water area. Serious conditions, again, a tornado warning, confirmed tornado around the Quincy area. Again, you need to be in that safe place immediately. But right now, I'm going to take it over to Jordan with a local look of the weather situation.
So much, Casey. There's certainly a lot going on today, but on a lighter note, we are going to look at today's almanac. Today's high was about 82, nearing the record of 84 degrees. 10 degrees above the average of 72 that we are supposed to see this time of year. Low is staying quite high, about almost 70 degrees, 69 right now, especially high for this time of year, and that is because of the constant cloud cover. Current conditions right now aren't as bad as we are seeing in our western counties. Some light rain right now, 77 degrees. That humidity is high and that wind is getting higher as these storms start to move into our area. Current temperatures around the Big Bend region, 77 in Tallahassee, 76 in St. Marks, 78 in Monticello. The east side of our viewing area is much warmer because we aren't experiencing any showers as of yet, while some of the western cities such as Mariana and Wilma are looking at about 73 and 74 degrees. Satellite radar, we have some big news for you. We do have a confirmed tornado touchdown just north of Quincy. We are keeping our eyes on that right now. You can see as this rain, these clouds stayed within our region for most of the day today, and this rain is continuing to move westward into the Tallahassee and Leon County area. We are going to keep you updated on all these watches and warnings. Futurecast shows the cold front coming in right now. It is going to move in throughout later tonight, bringing a lot of showers with it for most of the East Coast, and that is going to move out, but it will bring a lot cooler temperatures, which we are certainly looking forward to. See, there it is. The drizzle and the cloud cover will start to go away, and it will bring in some wonderful sunshine that we've all been looking forward to, and I'm certainly looking forward to it, especially cooler temperatures, highs in the 60s and even lows in the 40s. I'll get to that in just a few moments. If you're heading out on the sand, I do not recommend it as of now because we are watching some severe weather. It's very windy out there, 10 to 15 knots. And that water temperature is quite cold. If you are going out on the water, I recommend to not do it. We have very choppy waters, waves at 5 to 6 feet. Showers and thunderstorms are very likely. We also have a small craft advisory out there. If you are, I want to take it to a lighter note. How about, what are you going to wear for the rest of the week? Tomorrow, it is going to be rainy, and it's going to be like that for most of the morning hours. So bring your rain jacket with you. Friday, it is going to be a little bit warm, so you might want to wear some jeans and maybe a short sleeve shirt. Saturday is looking very nice, so be sure to wear your garnet and gold to support the Knolls. I am going to take it into tonight. 80% chance of rain, cloudy with showers, so be sure to take a rain jacket. Here we go, sneak peek at the week. We are going to see that cold front bring some storms. Partly cloudy game day, and another cold front is on the way. But for now, I am going to take it back to the desk with Jay and Andre.
Thank you, Jordan. Apparently, we have on our radar, we found that there is a possible tornado also heading towards Gretna.
Yes, that is the Gadsden County, and that's still moving very slow rate. So make sure you be prepared for that. It is showing up on radar with debris around it as well. So that's gonna be rain wrap versus anything else. So it's not gonna be as visible. It's not confirmed yet, but again, there is something showing up on the radar. So make sure you stay prepared. Stay away from windows. Stay away from trees, and stay tuned to the radios and local stations as well.
Yes, but please make sure you stay tuned to, like you said, the local stations because we only go till 6:30, and the weather's not going to stop going. So
yes,
please make sure.
But also, we will be live streaming after the show, so anything pop up, we'll have Casey Cloud and Jonathan Bellis have more live stream shows on that as well if anything should pop up.
Yes, but the good thing is about this weekend is that there is some colder weather on the way coming up. Well, for people who like cold weather.
Yes, but Andres, you're going to talk a little more about that, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. And as we look at the radar coming up, we can see that this is the cold front that we're talking about that's heading eastward towards our way. And if you look right here, here's a tornado warning, tornado watch right here that's right in front of that second band of the cold front. And actually the first part of the second band is actually, of the cold front, the first band of the cold front is caused by a little cold pool. The actual cold front is actually right over here. But you can see that even Atlanta's getting soaked. They had a tornado warning southwest of Atlanta earlier. And so pretty much this part of the country is getting slammed by this cold front that's coming through. But if we look at current conditions right now, it's 79 in Tampa, it's 80 in Miami, and if we look over here towards the Bahamas, in Nassau, it's 79. So for the most part, anything east of the cold front is seeing relatively nice temperatures and good skies, fair weather skies. So, but coming up our way, we're dealing with this cold front, but it'll go towards them too. But for right now, you can see right here this cold front in the radar that is bringing all this cloud coverage and rain our way, and it's going to make its way towards the rest of the state later on as we go on. But if we look over here at the current winds, we see that they're mainly coming out of the southeast. And the reason being is that there's a high pressure a little bit higher up towards northern east coast, that's bringing all these winds right here. But if we look over here, we can see over there, especially in Pensacola, they're starting to turn. So that's where the changes in winds are occurring because of this cold front. But if we look at the water vapor, there's a lot of moisture that this cold front is sucking up from the Gulf of Mexico and just bringing it into the system. That's really helping out with these thunderstorms that kick off and the severe weather. And if we look behind it, though, there is a lot of dry air that's coming in behind it. So there is hope in the future, light at the end of the tunnel. But look at the dew point, 71 here, 71 in Jacksonville, 74 in Tampa. It's a lot of moisture in this atmosphere that's just helping pop up these storms. And 93 in Pensacola with humidity, 82% here in Jacksonville. It just feels really muggy. I know I felt that ick factor earlier on today, so it's just really nasty feeling out there right now. But if we look towards the future, you can see that cold front's going to make its way past Tallahassee, and it's going to make its way more towards the east, hitting Jacksonville, even Orlando. So they're not getting spared either. They're going to see what we're seeing right now. And if we look into Friday morning, the cold front should be off the coast, and we can just wave sayonara to it once it gets to that point. and we'll have really good skies and temperatures right behind it. Moving a little bit closer to home, we can see that there's a lot of storms coming our way. Here's the first band, here's the second band, and this is going to bring a lot more rain towards us. Moving into the central part of the state, they're seeing some storms, but for the most part, it's not a lot. And also down towards Miami, they're not seeing quite as much as we're seeing, but for the most part, the Florida, the panhandle's getting pounded by it. But if we, for tonight, we're going to see 69 here in Tallahassee, 70 in Jacksonville, but for tomorrow, the forecast is 80 here for Tallahassee, 83 in Orlando, and 83 in Tampa. So it's just going to be really, really nasty as the time goes on. So now we're going to pass it off to Ayesha.
That's right, Andres. I'm going to actually talking about the tornado watch. It's currently for Tallahassee right now until 9 p.m. We're seeing tornado watch also for Alabama as well. I'm going to step into the camera right here. You can see all that moisture associated with the cold front. A lot of severe storms in this area. So Tallahassee, you're under tornado watch right now until 9 p.m. Seek shelter. Make sure you don't go out. I-10 is a really bad place right now to be right now. So wait out the storm a little while. It's a pretty big mess around Tallahassee. Quincy, we're seeing a confirmed tornado near South Quincy area. Please be careful out there and seek shelter. As you can see our boxes right here, you can see our severe thunderstorm warning box. Please be careful because these storms are associated with lightning as well. So please, when you go outside, please be careful when you're driving. Make sure you drive pretty safe. But going into our webcam Wednesday, though, we're actually going to take it to Penn State. They had a high of 52 degrees and 56 yesterday, but actually their low today was actually 49, so they haven't moved much anywhere for Penn State. It was a cloudy day for them yesterday, and then until today it actually rained as well. So you know, they just got a lot of rain today. This is yesterday's webcam, but later on at night going into Penn State, they had a lot of cloud cover, and it just really didn't change their temperatures at all. So hi from FSU Weather for Penn State. We're here to support you in your show. We're covering you right now, but going into Tallahassee's weather, we had a 78 high yesterday. Today we had an 81 high, so we had a lot of cloud cover starting our day yesterday, but it pretty much cleared up. We had a breezy day on campus today. It reached 21 miles per hour winds. You can see that beautiful sunset over there, but near Doak Campbell Stadium. But the weather was not too bad. It was pretty nice. We're seeing some severe weather now, though, so just make sure you're clear and you know what's going on. You know how severe weather works. So going into Friday, our game day for our Knowles, 61 degrees. Actually, we're going to be playing South Alabama, so this isn't right, but it's going to be a pretty nice day for Friday. We're going to see clear temperatures, pretty cold. It's going to be 61 degrees, but kickoff is actually at 3 on Friday, so make sure you check out that game. But I'm actually going to take it to the desk with Jay and Andres.
Thank you, Ayesha. The Hunger Games is going to be coming back into the weekend, so the last one, the epic trilogy, I like to call it, the books that everyone enjoyed and loved, is coming to a conclusion this weekend.
Yes, it is, and I'm going to try my best to go see it. I really want to see this finale.
Oh, I know. I'm definitely going to watch it. We also have Score Trials that came out earlier this year, and that's another trilogy that's coming up too. So again, there's a lot of great movies to go on and watch this weekend. As well, Aisha said, we are playing the soccer game on Friday, so go and support your Knowles. And we also take on Chattanooga on Saturday, and the kickoff for that will be very epic for that. And the weather should be crisp.
Oh, the weather's going to be awesome this weekend, so take advantage of that if you want to go out and just jog in this nice, crisp weather. So it's going to be really nice.
Yes, it will be. And you know what else is going to be nice? The last local. I know John has all the updated information about what's happening around Tallahassee. Let's take a last look around the local with John.
Yeah, Leon and Wakulla County have been added to that tornado watch box for the western half of our viewing area, but the real main concern is up in Gadsden County heading up into southern Georgia. We had some radar indicated trends that showed that some debris, in other words, maybe some trees and possibly and hopefully not, some houses were lofted in Gretna, just to the northwest of Quincy there, and that whole storm is moving off towards the north and east into southern Georgia. I want to zoom in here just a little bit. Really hard to find here in the massive rain here. This is causing quite a few gusty winds, and what we're looking here for is a lot of the S shapes or the kinks in this line as it moves off towards the east. That's wind blowing this line around as it moves off towards the north and east. You can actually look at the wind here in terms of the radar indicated wind. Everything in the green is moving towards the radar site here in Tallahassee. Red is away from the radar site. And what we're looking at here is in northern Quincy, just north of Quincy in northern Gadsden County, where we're seeing those red and the green touch on air. That's where we're seeing some sort of rotation there. We did have a radar indicated and confirmed tornado there on moving just into northern Gadsden County up towards the north into southern Georgia there. What's feeding all of this, I want to get to some of those ingredients here. We've had a lot of wind off of the Gulf of Mexico up from the south into the north. We've had winds upwards of 31 miles an hour here on campus, gusting that is, and we've had 5 to 10 mile an hour winds along this line of storms that is coming through. But what you're not seeing here is this area in between Tallahassee and Wilma. That is an area that's going to see quite a lot of gusty conditions here, and those dew points are feeding a lot of moisture up into the system as well. And that's what has really allowed a lot of that rain to fall. It started falling here in Tallahassee about 10 minutes ago or so. Off towards the west, they've had quite a bit of rainfall as well. We're seeing that line slowly push off towards the east. We're not seeing a whole lot of temperature change back towards the west, and that's because that front has not come through, and that is not going to come through until the early morning hours tonight. If you've got to head out on the Gulf, wait until late tomorrow. We're talking 10 to 15 knots. It's going to be a bumpy ride out there on the Gulf tomorrow. If you can wait until the weekend, it'd be even better because those seas are going to calm down just a little bit. We're talking about 69 degrees tonight with those showers passing through a couple of storms, maybe even an isolated tornado and some gusty winds here. If you're outside of those storms, we're going to be talking about winds out of the south at 10 miles per hour before they really switch out of the north and west. Taking another look at the radar here, here's that storm again. This is until 7 o'clock for southern Georgia and northern Gadsden County here, getting up into the Attapulga area by about 15 minutes or so up into southern Georgia. And this is all going to slide off towards the east. We see line number 1, line number 2. So if you see it getting a little bit more calm outside, don't be fooled because there is another line on the way, although I do think that this is going to be a little bit more of a quiet line, just some rain and maybe some gusty winds at times. Now we're going to head back to the desk to wrap up the show.
You take it in. Yeah. Thank you, John. We do have to say that be careful driving around I-10 because that system is coming this way still. So if you're going to be out driving, just please be careful in general.
Yes, of course. Be sure to keep your headlights on, as always. It is the law. Whenever you have to turn on your windshield wipers, turn on your headlights, and be sure don't use your hazard. That is against the law to use your hazards unless you are pulled over. So please be aware of that, and please be careful when you are driving. If you see standing water, try and go around it. You don't have to go to the speed limit. You can always go slower.
Yes, because if you can't see them, they can't see you. So
yes,
please turn on your headlights. Don't make the situation any worse.
No. And we are going to take it to Tallahassee right now, has a tornado watch in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. But once all this severe weather passes, it looks to be a great week. This rain will pass. We're going to have highs in the mid-70s. And then as the weekend goes on, we're going to see another cold front come through, bringing highs into the low to mid-60s right now.
It's going to be feeling really nice. But if you'd like to follow us, please like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather. And if you just want to watch us anytime at your convenience, watch us on livestream.com/FSU Weather as well.
And of course, don't forget to check out our Instagram where we always post great weather pictures there.
So please be safe out there and just try to bear with us.